thought of the board? Have Mark and I look into it further? Or go with a firm price, or go with a fluctuating season?
Let's look at it a little more depth maybe, there's a lot going on here.
Well, you only got till the 12th to
That's
decide.
right,
Right,
we only got a week.
Right, well, I mean, that could come out to a lot of money, right?
Mhm. The other thing to keep in mind too, if you do the prepay, there's two different prices for the diesel and for the
Right.
kerosene, so if you do the diesel, if you do the prepay diesel first, then you won't be getting any kerosene. I mean, you're gonna have to quantify
Right,
when you prepay, how much are you buying, how many gallons of diesel, how many gallons of kerosene when you do it, if you do it.
right,
Or
right,
maybe it'd be no gallons of kerosene, all diesel, I don't know,
right.
but that's just another little
Mhm.
twist.
Well, and then they've got their prices set up on 30,000 gallons. What if you say, well, geez, we're only gonna buy 10?
Yeah,
They may change their
They
price.
may
That's
not
maybe
go along
off.
with that,
They may
that's
not,
right.
right, that's
They
the other
back
thing they
off
gotta
on
look
that.
at,
Yep,
because they're no dummies either, they're in this business.
cause they're figuring how much.
Because if they back off
interest
on
budget
that,
they
then
got
it-
on that.
The firm makes it look so much better already. I guess for simplicity, I think, we're gonna save 55 cents, 65 cents a gallon on the firm. I'd go with the firm, we normally do, and we may lose money for the first 6 months. But I think you're right, Donnie, come election day, you're gonna see fuel go up.
History proves that it always
It
does.
Yeah.
usually goes up after Labor Day too.
Yeah,
Right.
just in general.
It's unbelievable. Well, yeah, diesel's almost, over-the-road diesel's almost as cheap as gas. I mean, when have you seen that?
It's been a few years.
So what do you wanna table it and look at it later, or, we can talk about it later some more, so we can get going on with the meeting. Do some
I agree
thinking.
with you, I think the firm price is a good price. It would be fun to play with the fluctuating, but, you feel like a fool if you end up costing us quite a bit of money, when it gets to the end. It
There's
doesn't
only-
seem normal, but, we're playing with the taxpayers' money, not our own budgeted money,
If anybody knew the heating or fuel business, I don't think anybody in the fuel business thought it'd be where it is today.
They didn't,
And how much lower can it go?
it can't.
Well,
The nice thing is
How long it will stay down?
Well, it can, but it won't.
Right. So are we
I-
up to a motion for firm price, or are we talk about it more?
I move that we take the firm price.
Is there a second?
I'll second
We have a motion and a second, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried.
Just, if you look at that too, you're almost at half the price you were in 2014.
Oh, yeah.
Did Rabideau fixed everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Firm bid, everything, right?
Yep, correct.
Now, okay, I'm gonna throw another thing in there. This 60/40, what if we have a 70/30? Is that, whatever percentage of kerosene there is, it's at 202 a gallon?
Well, sometimes it is 70/30.
Yeah.
They go into it,
Right,
you start with straight, and then it goes to like an 80/20, then
right.
it goes to a
Right, but
70/30.
I know
This year, we may not have hit 60/40, I don't know.
Right, I know, I was
So
talking to
basically,
Suburban,
we're
they
paying,
said-
we're paying on a gallon, that price is on a gallon of kerosene,
Right.
and it's on a gallon of
So
diesel,
if you
so no
have-
matter how they mix it, that we're
At
paying so much a
80/20,
gallon.
80/20, you got 20% at 202, and you got 80% at $1.66,
Right.
okay. Thank you very much, Mark.
The only
Thanks
other,
to the discussion.
yeah, the only other thing was there was pipe bid, but some of them come in and just said, that thing is such a mess with state bids and everything. I had one guy give me a bid for pipe, I mean, I can open that, but the other ones had said, we're just gonna go with a state bid type of thing. usually then that pipe was, come down to convenience.
Right, right.
So do you wanna open that or not? You can open it and just see what it is, but everybody else is basically,
So
one company's going by a state bid price, another company said that they were gonna go by a county bid price. And,
so you know what the state bids, we can get the state bid
oh, I
prices?
can get the state bid prices, just go to OGS site. and get 'em.
Or they
But the
don't-
thing is, they come from two companies,
Right.
ADS and whatever the other one is. We've used ADS for the last few years. And there hasn't been
Right.
5 cents difference in the panel.
Okay,
Real
now,
headache.
but it nullifies Jess House, or not? or
Yeah,
what?
cause he won't do state.
He won't agree with.
No,
state
because
bid, right?
you gotta fill out a whole bunch of paperwork and say that you're
Okay.
certifying that you're gonna stay with this pricing.
Right, but a lot of times that's where we get a lot of our pipe from, because you don't get a truckload,
Yeah, we used
Only an
to.
emergency job.
only emergency.
Yeah,
We need something quick.
last, 2 years we haven't done, probably bought 10 lengths of pipe from
Yeah,
them.
very few. Most of the pipes that come from over there are landowners that buy in their driveway pipes, and they have them shipped here. They were to have to be an emergency, we're lacking that size pipe.
Okay.
We can open that one if it's a different company that's ever, I mean, if when I look at the state price and this guy's lower, then we can do that. It's gonna end up buying it from them and they'll have it trucked here from ADS anyways,
Oh, okay,
so.
as long as we try to get the lowest price.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Just, I'll tell him that it's a big pain in the ass, pipe is. It's actually worse than the fuel. Yeah, this one's from TCVR, Town and Country Bridge and Rail out of Albany. And it lists out 12-inch, 15, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, and 60-inch pipe out by the foot. One's on bell and spigot, and one's on plain end, similar to what we use, and that's for all of them too. And then they've got the band prices, so this gives us a good idea of baseline.
Right. Okay, nice to check with.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll make a motion to table the bids on the pipe, otherwise we advertised it and opened it and made no action, we oughta, you know, I don't know how you'd word that.
I would say that we were, look at the possibilities of, where the state OGS price would be at. And probably work off of that.
You get that done. Okay. Okay.
Just make it real confusing, so when the auditor comes, he's confused too.
Okay. Okay. Well, you got anything else, Mark? I guess
Oh, I
while you're
got
on a
lots of
roll.
stuff.
Uh-oh. That was a dumb question.
On the good news, it looks like what we're seeing, we'll find out probably Thursday, will be, of course, the governor and the state's going through their budget stuff right now. It looks like the way CHIPS is, we might gain like 25%, which 25% on 250,000 is a pretty nice shot, so. We'll see how that all breaks down, because all of a sudden he threw a wrench in there that he wanted to kind of segregate, well, not segregate, but, you're gonna have the Hudson Valley, upstate, New York City, and Long Island, all in this mix. Before it was kind of us versus them. So there's probably gonna be some people kicking a little bit, they haven't got it completely finalized. It got approved, but it's not finalized. I don't know how you do that. Politicians will figure it
Hasn't
out.
been signed yet.
Right, so Thursday will probably come out, but that's what it was looking like, we were gonna get an add-on to that, so that will help us, you know, with our paving and, you know, different projects and stuff. Yep. Using the broom, except for the last 2 days. That's been here. Actually, that was going real good, we didn't have a real buildup of sand. So,
A month it'll go back.
yes, month from 3/28.
Yep.
Okay, Dozer was here and gone, we got all the work done down in the landfill. We're gonna seed it, get that all done. We gotta put up some delineators, they came and did an inspection this winter. If it had been a normal winter, they wouldn't have come, but of course they showed up, so we gotta, all around the boundary of the mine itself, which is pretty much everything on the top of the knolls, out on the edge, all of that, every 100 feet, we gotta put delineators up so they can tell where the boundaries are. So that will make them all happy. I've already had correspondence with her about the stuff that we had done, she was very happy, so. The garage doors, you know, like Jamie brought that up last month, about them. Let's just wait and see where that all goes. I'll be very honest, I'm not happy with the doors that we got. I think there's no way that they're gonna last like the last ones did. He come over and looked at it, you were out there, Jamie, were you? When
Not when you came back, it wasn't.
No. At first he said they froze to the ground, which that wasn't it, but we'll monitor that and we'll let you guys know what's gonna go on with that. Truck box, we have not worked on. Had one guy call me today, one of them with the Henderson box, like before. Their pricing actually looks like it's gonna go down to,
That's with the twin augers?
yep,
Okay.
yeah, like, after using that this winter, that's a nice setup. I know there was some discussion about difference in boxes last month. The box that went on to Troy's worked out fine because that was already the box style that was on there. Plus we didn't have to move fuel tanks and all of that. One of the reasons I didn't go with the Henderson at that time was we hadn't used that box. And wasn't sure how it was gonna work out. After using it this winter, as little as we did, I think that's probably the best way to go. Plus our pricing's way better than everybody else's right
Oh,
now.
really?
Yeah. So we'll work on that, probably. Right now, Henderson, the one that we got on there, is about 9 weeks out right now, so. So we'll do that.
Now, like, on all the other equipment that we've got, and the county has had this issue too. You know, they say 9 weeks out and it takes them 15 weeks to get it. Is there something that can be worded as a penalty
Yep,
for
you
not?
can put penalty clauses in. Yeah, one of the reasons I mean, we've done that before with trucks.
Right,
And with my other business, I understand this a little better now. One of the reasons you don't like to use penalty clauses is all of a sudden it gets crunch time and the thing gets thrown together and it lands here. Okay, put so much pressure on them, they don't wanna lose that $100 a day or whatever. So they kinda jam it together. You don't have, I mean, once it gets here, you can say, no, I'm not gonna accept that, I'm not gonna give you a check for it. But yeah, you can put in there, you know, that $50, $100 a day, whatever you want.
right.
It's in the contract, you know, when you sign the contract or when you do the bids, you can do that.
Right, right.
So Yeah, that's,
This is just like the new truck, new pickup, or whatever they
right.
call it. You know, it was November and we got it in March.
Yeah, the problem
You
you
know,
run into there is because it's a state and OGS contract. And in the OGS contract, there was no place that had a penalty
Specified.
for that. So what the guy told me was they got an order of something like 2,500 trucks for one industry as ours was coming on.
Right,
So they moved everything back, did those 2,500 because they didn't wanna, because there was an attachment to that down, you know, maybe
Right.
another 2,500. So you didn't wanna lose that, so. That's the only problem with the OGS
Right.
contract, you know.
but there's been very few pieces of equipment that we bought that have actually been delivered on time, I don't believe.
I think we did the box for Troy's truck, we put a penalty clause on that one. I
Right.
believe.
But I mean, you know, normally they run, you know, the date they give you is to sell it.
Yeah, the Henderson box, that definitely took a long time.
Right.
I mean, they,
But I know the county did it, and that's, they feel they didn't get a bid from Mack Truck, because the last time they did it, they penalized Mack a couple $1,000 or whatever, and
Yep.
they didn't bid this last time on trucks, is what
They
I
didn't.
understood.
yeah.
So, that's why, that's just a question, you know, how we can, you know, protect ourselves or whatever, okay?
So I know there's been constant conversation about this, you know, the excavator. We definitely gotta, you know, Jamie wrote down a whole list of stuff we gotta do this year and what we had done last year. I mean, not having an excavator is a problem.
Well, I'm sure that's not the issue of not having one. My issue is, Mark, and it's just my opinion, is when we put 200 hours on an excavator over 5 months, or 4 months, you know, you're renting the piece of equipment to be used, it's like the grader, you've done a better job at that, is using the grader, getting it done in a timely fashion. We can't use it as a multi-month, you know, we might better rent it weekly as to rent it by the month. If we're only gonna use it 40 or 45 hours a week, or a month, I mean. You know, you know, just return on the investment, that's all. And I don't know if there's ways you can plan for it or not, you know, I'm not in your shoes, so,
It's just like your business. I mean, you guys plan to do everything on a sunny day. When it's a rainy day, you kinda get kicked or stuff like that. I'm no different.
well, yeah, but I think there is some difference, cause a rainy day in an excavator, you can still do a lot of digging and stuff. You know, but, you know, you can't be doing road work and excavating work and trimming and stuff. You know, I'm just saying, you know, when the excavator is here, it should be used more hours than what it was last time, that's all. Cause we spent $20,000 on 200 hours worth of work, pardon?
200 hours.
And that's, we could hire somebody cheaper than we have we can hire an excavator for $200 an hour or less, I'm guaranteed, with an operator. Maybe not, but I think we can. But I'm just saying, you know, if we're gonna rent it, we've gotta utilize it more, that's all, that's the only thing I'm saying. That's my opinion now. You know, you know, and the excavator is not a bad idea, it's just, the usage of it's gotta be more, I'm sorry.
All right, so, yeah, two options.
Yep.
There, rent one, buy one. You know,
Well, it's gonna be rent, it's not
and
gonna be
here's,
buy.
why is that?
Why is that? Where do we have money for it?
Well, you could do
You're
this.
gonna buy a truck box. We just spent 40-some thousand on a truck. We're gonna spend 40-some thousand on a box. We put 45,000 in the equipment, or in the equipment fund. So that's pretty much spent by a box.
Okay, what if I worked this where we could pay for this over a 3-year period? Some of the rental on that would be done through CHIPS, which I can charge back, and we could do it that way.
How much is a new excavator?
The ones that we were looking at, the new one, we dropped that right out. Okay, there's two different ones that Jamie and I have been looking at. One's the one that we've had here, the Komatsu, that 160. That's like $148,000 machine. We dropped 20,000 onto it, so we're down to 128,000. Okay. The other one is, they've got a 2012 John Deere, set up pretty much the same way, at 122,000 that we looked at. But even if we could get that, like say through a rental over a 3-year period, paying it that way, and some of the money out of the chips could go towards this every time we use it for doing pipe stuff, or like all of these different projects that I could probably put through the chips along with the paving and stuff too, but have to do the piping and all of that. That would lessen the burden. And then
But
when
then the
we-
maintenance comes back down to us. Right now, it doesn't cost you anything when that thing goes down.
What was the deal on that? What do you say?
They
That's what
cover-
you told me last month.
The maintenance goes to them. If you do it over a long period of time, say you get into the end of the second year or something major happens, they said they would cover like 80 or 90% of it. That's what the salesman told me, so. I have nothing in writing in regards to that, but that's what I was told, so.
Right now on rental,
They pay for everything.
everything,
Yep,
no matter what it is.
yep.
So if you rented it over a 3-year period, it never leaves here, and you pay that every month.
But you won't use it in the winter.
No,
So we're looking
I mean,
at
this
5
winter,
months.
there was times this winter I could've.
Right.
There was times that we talked about, we wish we had it. If we had one here, we'd have been out doing some ditch projects and stuff like that. On them 30, 40 degree
But
days.
last year you wouldn't have.
Huh?
Last year you would not have. So basically you're looking at, worst case scenario, $20,000 a year in rent.
Now you're looking at $38,000 a year rent, right, or 34, $3,500 a month, 40,000 a year,
How new was this machine?
13?
Yeah, 2013.
So it's got the
Remember
tier
the
4,
hours on it.
doesn't it, Jamie?
What's that?
Tier 4,
Yes, I believe most
Admissions.
motors are tier 4.
It's all tier 4.
How many hours on it?
I think the John Deere has around 3, and the Komatsu's probably up. They've got it out on rent, they said now. It's gotta be around 18 to 2,000, I'd say.
John Deere's got 3,000 or
3.
3,000, yeah.
3,000. That's a 2012.
But we're also banking on chips not going down and having extra money on that. For 3 years.
It's gonna be locked in 5 years
Oh,
on
it is.
this, yeah. And that was one of the fighting points, so we didn't have to hear this all the time about our budgets.
Every year, yeah.
what attachments come with it?
Thumb, ditch bucket,
Quick catch coupler.
and no coupler, quick attach coupler,
No straight bucket?
straight bucket.
Yes, straight line.
Straight bucket, thumb, and ditch bucket.
Yep.
What's the board think? Now, when are you looking to start renting this?
Good question. Got
If it's-
some projects that we should be starting. Usually what we've done is the other grader we did through June. June 1st, right? So last year was May. We started off, we were doing work there. Right now I've got the projects we're gonna do up in Treadwell. We got to tear out 2 streets and stuff. There's some pipe work there. As soon as weather breaks, we can start doing them.
Jimmy, you have any idea how many, like typically 5,000 hours on a bulldozer, the undercarriage is gone. What about a excavator?
I had one here last year, 7,000 hours. The undercarriage was okay, but the pins and bushings on the main frames get bad, and you get a lot of slop in it, and
Right.
that's one of the reasons that one went back, is you stop bucket will go another 3 foot.
Right. Yep,
I mean, the undercarriage really, most of the time doesn't get a lot of.
it doesn't get the abuse like a dozer does.
Yeah, and especially if you have one that doesn't have the weight on it, so it's not being treated like a dozer, so.
So the biggest thing is the wear on the swing unit is the biggest concern.
Swing the pins and
In the bucket, yeah.
I can go to him, you know, and talk to him a little more about the pricing, you know, on this and getting it down. And see if that's an option, if we can do it that way, make sure.
We bought the pickup and new box is coming, right?
So, you know,
We have one box is here, but we gotta go after the other one.
Right.
We bought the one last year, bought the pickup this year.
You wanna buy another box, so this year, right?
that'll fit, do them all then, or is there still gonna be one more
Yeah,
after
that will, that will be the one that Billy drives, the Freightliner,
Yeah.
that will take
Yep.
care of that, and then the other two, we've got those two that we built, two Sanders
Mhm.
that we built.
So then
one
all
there
the
we-
boxes will be done then. How many total hours do you think you put on an excavator? Just 200 or?
if it was here all the time, and we'd use every chance we got, but, you know,
It was here last summer, we put 200 hours on it,
use as much as I could. And between the
because they
storm-
charge us by the month, not by the hour, correct?
Yes.
With a limit on it, so.
40,
40,
40 on a week.
yeah. Now, $3,500 a week, or a month, right? No, yeah, a month. That is including trucking, or trucking's on top of that?
No, it's including trucking,
Including trucking,
unless the bid has been changed this year, but that's right through the county bid, so.
right,
Pretty sure he told us that day we were up there, he was gonna put that in.
It's gonna stay the same, so.
yeah, yeah.
So you're saying pay 3,500 a month for 3 years, basically?
Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were saying that to me, but yes. I was looking at the list of stuff to do.
So have you got more work to do this year, or basically the same amount of work? I don't know what you got listed there, and I don't know what, yeah, I'm just,
Probably more. Yeah. Maybe so. We got a couple big pipes we gotta do this year that, we didn't do last year, just because of permitting stuff.
what do you guys wanna do?
I'd say right now we need to rent until we find out a little bit more about any form of purchasing. Because we're not set in on the chip money yet either. We hang ourselves out to dry on that, and it doesn't come through, the state not come through, come on.
One thing we're guaranteed is our 250, okay? So, the only thing that's going back and forth is just what they had last year, what they call winter recovery money, okay? They've actually done this for 2 years. And what that was because we had the harsh winters, the last two, there, they added in another 50 grand. About, we were at 40,000 something, we were a little higher than some. So they put that in there. Well, everybody's going, if you're gonna put that in there, why don't you just put it under the CHIPS program, then we can run the same way, because they actually